Today we're going to take a look at the new VIJIM R70 Pocket RGB light. Quick disclaimer, Ulanzi/VIJIM sent me these products completely for free, but this video is not sponsored. So this is what you get inside the box. You get the light itself, you get a manual, you also get a cold shoe mount, just like so. You get an Allen key to adjust the included built-in ball head to the light. And you also get a pretty long and thick, high-quality USB-C cable. Let me actually unfold this. This is a very long cable, about 1.5 meters, I would say. And it also feels very high quality. The build quality of the cable is really great. And the price for this whole package is $76 on the Ulanzi website. Let's see how much better this light is than the old VIJIM VL196 RGB light. First of all, let's start with the build quality of the new VIJIM R70 light. The whole light is completely built out of metal, aluminum metal to be precise. Everything is metal, even the buttons are completely metal. The dials here are plastic, but everything else is metal. This ball head mechanism is also metal, and the light feels much more sturdy and high quality compared to the old VIJIM VL196, which is built completely out of plastic. Now let's take a look at the weight of the new VIJIM R70 and also compare it to the weight of the VIJIM VL196. So the weight is 268 grams and the old VIJIM VL196 is 201 grams. So basically you gain about 67, 68 grams, but you get much better and higher quality build quality. Now let's take a look at the tripod mounting options. So we can mount this light in two different ways. The first one is with this 1/4-inch thread at the bottom. And then the second one is with this new built-in adjustable mechanism. We have here 1, 2, 3 1/4-inch threads, and it's also adjustable. You can fold it, unfold it, spin it around, and so on. Let me 1 second mount it on a tripod and show you. So now you see I have the light mounted on the tripod, and I can adjust the position of the light with this built-in mechanism basically. I can spin it around, adjust it however I like, without having to use a ball head basically, which is really cool. Let me put it 1 sec on the table and show you exactly what you can do with it. So you can put it this way, this way, this way. And it feels really sturdy. The mechanism feels really sturdy and it locks away really easily without any issues. So that's pretty cool. I don't need to use a ball head anymore with this light. Now let's talk about battery life, and Ulanzi VIJIM claims that you can get more than 10 hours of battery life with the VIJIM R70. I highly doubt that. I think they mean more than 10 hours at about 50% or 40% of brightness, and if you're gonna use the light at 100%, I think you're gonna get about 4 hours, maybe like 3.5 hours, something like that. The battery capacity on this light though is 5,000 milliamperes. And on the old VIJIM VL196, it is 3,000 milliamperes. Usually I get about 2 hours, I think 1.5 hours at full brightness with the VIJIM VL196. So I think with this light you should get about 4 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. And also if you quickly need to charge the light, this USB-C port supports fast PD charging. Okay, so I have just mounted the light on a tripod. Let's see what kind of features it offers. First of all, let's see what is the lowest temperature value. The lowest one is 2700 Kelvin, which is nice and warm. And the highest one is 8500 Kelvin, which is nice and cool. Another cool thing that you can do with this light is change the green and magenta tint. If you're gonna click on the dial on the right, as you can see, now I can change the green and magenta tint. So now it's more like red, magenta. And if I'm gonna move it upwards, it's gonna give a more green tint, which is really cool. This is the first time I'm seeing something like this with a light. Even with my Falconize F7, I don't have a feature like that, which is really cool in my opinion. Now with the brightness, you can go as low as 1%. As you can see right now, the brightness is set to 1% and the light is still on. And you can go obviously as high as 100%. The next thing that this light offers is obviously RGB lighting. So let me show you exactly how this works. So here we have H and S. H stands for hue and S stands for saturation. So we can change the hue and also we can change the saturation of the light. Okay, let me just turn on the brightness. And now we can change the colors. Now it's pink, blue, purple, green, different colors. And you can obviously control the brightness of the color. And you can also control the saturation of the color. So if you want to completely remove the color, you can put it to 0. But if you want full color, you can put it to 100. And this is how quick you can cycle through the colors. As you can see, it is pretty fast. Really fast actually. Next thing is the light effects. Let me cycle through them really quickly. So the first one is the cop car effect. Then we have ambulance. Then we have fire. We have fireworks. We have TV, candle, party, fault bulb, pulsing, strobe, RGB strobe, paparazzi, emergency, HL beam, another HL beam, red flash, HSI, fast. I think I skipped a couple of effects because it's really sensitive, the button in here. But basically you have 20 effects in here, the regular effects that you get on pretty much all of the lights. But you can also adjust the brightness of the effect, which is really cool. So if you want to put it really low, you can do so, and you can also adjust it to really high brightness if you want to, which is really nice. Now I want to do a color accuracy test, and I'm also going to compare it to the old VIJIM VL196 and to my Falconize F7, which has the best overall color accuracy. So in the middle I have the VIJIM R70, on the left I have the VIJIM VL196, and on the right I have the Falconize F7. All three of them are set to the same Kelvin value, 5000 Kelvin, and also they have the same brightness level, 50%. Now let's see how color accurate the R70 is. So let me turn off the VL196 and the F7. And this is how the R70 looks like. A little bit reddish, I would say. Has a little bit of a magenta tint to the light. Now I'm going to turn off the R70 and I'm going to turn on the VL196. And it's pretty much looking the same. But actually this one looks a little bit brighter. And now I'm going to turn on the Falconize F7. And the Falconize F7 looks completely different. It looks a little bit green, but it looks much more color accurate to my eyes than the R70 or the VIJIM VL196. Now I want to do a brightness test. Let's see how bright the R70 can get and if it's any brighter than the previous VL196. So all three of the lights at the moment are set to 10% of brightness, and I'm going to turn off the VL196, the F7. This is how the R70 looks like. Now let me turn on the VL196. This is how the VL196 looks like, a little bit brighter I think than the R70. And now let me turn on the Falconize. And the Falconize is definitely the champion. Now let me turn the brightness up to 30%. This is how the VL196 looks like at 30% of brightness. Now I'm going to turn on the R70. This is how the R70 looks like at 30% of brightness. Still, I think the VL196 is a little bit brighter. And this is how the Falcon Eyes F7 looks like at 30% of brightness. And again, the F7 wins because it's the brightest light out of all of these three lights. All right, now I'm going to crank it up to 80%. This is how bright the VL196 gets at 80% of brightness. This is how bright the R70 gets at 80% of brightness. And this is how bright the Falcon Eyes F7 gets at 80% of brightness. Now let me put all of them at full power. This is how bright the VL196 gets in 100% of brightness. This is how bright the R70 gets in 100% of brightness. And now the Falcon Eyes F7 is the winner. Okay, now finally let me show a couple of cool and practical things that you can do with this light or two of these lights. First thing is to use this light as a fill light. As you can see at the moment, this side of my face is dark. If I'm gonna put the light just a little bit out of frame on the side of me, I'm gonna have a nice and beautiful fill light here on the side of the face. Again, no fill light, and with the fill light. Another thing that you can do is to use this light as a background light. Very easy, just to light the background a little bit. And now as you can see, I have light in the background that separates me a little bit more from the background. And obviously I can change a color. I can put any color that I want. Blue, I can put teal, I can put green, I can put any color that I want. And if I want to make it even brighter, I can use two lights, because why not? So you can get this kind of a look with two lights, one light on one side, pink color, one light on the other side, yellow color, and obviously you can change colors if you want to. Another cool thing that you can do with these lights is use them as ambient light. And now as you can see, we have much more light in the background and it separates me a little bit more from the background. Also, if you want to, you can change the color of the ambient. So you can change it to red, for example, and green. And then you'll have green in here, red on this side, or whatever color you want, just to add a little bit of more interest in the background. Okay, so this is pretty much it. Would I recommend buying the VIJIM R70 RGB lights? Definitely yes, if you want the metal build quality and you also want this adjustable mechanism arm thing, because it's really cool and it's really convenient. But if you don't need the metal build quality and you don't need this adjustable thing, you can totally get the VIJIM VL196 because it's still a great light, especially for the price. Now, if you stayed this long into the video, I want to announce a surprise giveaway for the VIJIM VL196 RGB pocket light. Unfortunately though, I don't have the original box, but I do have the cable, the grid, the diffuser, and I've only used this light for a couple of times. So if you want to win this light, just comment down below giveaway and I will announce a winner in about 2 weeks, maybe in February 5th or 4th, something like that. So if you want to win this light, comment down below, giveaway. Thanks for watching and I hope you found this video informative and useful. And I will see you, I guess, in the next one. Peace, 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 peace.